Hi, and today I want to share with you something that I share with my clients that many of them have found useful in setting up our work and framing up the recovery process from a traumatic event. Now, again, this worked. This has worked effectively with many individuals. It may help you. It may work with your clients as well. And so I want you to first understand that when I share this with the people I work with, I explain to them that our mind is like a garden. We want to water the flowers, not the weeds. And so I show them in the beginning that set of graphs that are highlighted in dark blue. And if you look up at the top, it says activated trauma. So those are the amount of attention that we spend on our life, in our life, when we're under a lot of stress. So when people come to me, they're in a great deal of pain. Most of their attention is getting focused on what's broken. I've identified that in the graph as trauma. So all of their focus goes to trauma. But the other four life areas, that I'm describing here with you today, the physical, the emotional, the intellectual, and the spiritual, those places atrophy in a activated trauma pattern. So they spend less time on their physical. They spend less time on their relationships and their emotional life. They spend less time asking questions or getting good at a trade or learning something new. Growth stops for many people. And then lastly, their spiritual life, their ability to connect to something beyond themselves, to dream, to identify things, of a higher nature or serve a higher purpose, those all kind of fall away. And so what I tell my clients to do is that we really can't just stop thinking about the things that caused us pain, frankly. It's not something that we can just do, nor is the process to just avoid thinking about, the traumatic event. Instead, I ask my clients to deposit their attention to those other four areas first. So, do they have to think about the trauma? No. Do they have to forget about it? No. I just want them to now place their attention into the areas that they can control. So my clients then start to spend their attention on their physical health, making sure that if they can, they exercise, making sure that they take medication if that's of value, making sure that they get to bed on time, that they feed their bodies, making sure that in their emotional life they're connecting to people that love them, their family, call their brother, connecting, emotionally to other people and feeling a sense of intimacy. Also feeding their intellectual mind, reading about other people, how they've gotten through things, asking questions, trying to regain a sense of competency at work. And lastly, I ask them to focus their attention on the areas of the spiritual life for them, whether it's that they meditate or pray or involve themselves in a religious experience, but to focus their attention on those four other areas. Because attention, again, is a limited resource. And so by gravitating our attention more to those other areas, those four other areas, attention wanes on the traumatic experience. And what takes over is the recovery pattern. So you'll see that in the light blue. Those places start to grow. People start to feel better physically. They start to feel better in their family and in their friendships and in their romance. They start to feel better in their abilities at work or at school, in their abilities to function at their craft. And they feel connected to something that has meaning and purpose, which is another thing that we're trying to provide our clients with, especially if they're healing from a traumatic experience. So I hope you find this helpful. Share this information or watch this video with your clients and discuss it. Is it going to be more useful for us to spend our time on these four areas or to focus on this one area that we can no longer control? Thanks.